EA webmaster Greg Neese here, and today I am really excited to share with you our newest project, something we've been working on for quite a while, ABA Community. Community is an online platform that was inspired by the printed ABA member directory that served as a way for members to connect with fellow birders and professional guides many years ago. I'm sure many of our members remember that. Today we are happy to share a new way to connect within a safe online network accessed through your ABA membership. So let's just dive right in here, shall we? When you go to aba.org/community, the first thing that will happen is you will be asked to log in. And if you have not kept your account, if you have not activated your online account, now is a really good time to do so. If you get to this screen and you have not updated your account, you can just hit the have trouble logging in button, and that will take you here. All you got to do is enter your email address, and it will set up your account. So now, assuming you have logged in, you will then go to the ABA Community homepage or activity feed. And there's a lot going on here. But for anybody that's used social media, Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, this looks pretty darn familiar, and everything works more or less the way you would expect it to. So the center channel is your feed. This is your personal feed. So you will notice that there are things here that, my friend Jeff posted an update about the white-fronted goose, the greater white-fronted goose that landed in Dodger Stadium during a game yesterday. So this is shared with his friends, his people who are following him or people who are connected to him. But then down here, you'll see Nikki has posted into a group, and this is a group that I am a member of. And so this showed up in my feed. And then further down here, you will see that, again, Jeff posted into a forum about a barn owl at Montrose Point in Chicago. So now in here, you can see we have information from 3 different places that are showing in the activity feed, and this is sort of like your digest of everything, kind of like almost like a Twitter feed, if you will. On the left, we have recent discussions, and these are forum discussions, and we'll get to that in a minute. On the right, we have groups, and we see the popular groups here, and we have, you can filter these by most active. Looking down, you can see active members. You can see who's online. There's nobody online at the moment. You can see the people that you are following. And then over at the far left here, we have the personal panel. And this you can pop out by clicking the icon at the top. And this is all your stuff. So this is a link to your profile, your personal timeline, your groups, your connections, your photos, etc., etc. So that is the activity feed. You think of it as your dashboard. Next over here is groups. And if you've used Facebook, you are very familiar with groups. And this works pretty much exactly the way that Facebook groups work. And in a group, let's go to this group. We talked about it earlier where Nikki had posted about the 2022 State of the Birds. So the conservation group, you can share something with the group. So if you click in here, it pops up a create the post modal window. And the post window, create a post window, is the same across all of the places where you can post. So whether it's in your personal feed, whether it's in a group, whether it's in a forum, this looks and works the same. And so you can just start typing away here. But then notice there's some buttons here and things you can do. So we'll start down here at the bottom left. You can add photos. I think you can add up to 25 photos. You can attach video. You can attach a sound file. Try doing that in Facebook. Hint, you can't. You can use a GIF if you like. Who doesn't like using funny GIFs? And then over here, you can format the text in your post. You can use bulleted or numbered lists, bold, italic, quotes. Cannot do any of that in Facebook. Over here, you can mention or at someone, as the kids say. And so you can just pop that up and it'll pop up a list of people that are in this group. You can also do that just by typing the at symbol. And here we have all of the emojis that anyone could ever want. So there you go. That's how you create a post. And again, that's the same across the board. And again, just like in Facebook and Twitter, as you post into the groups, the post will be knocked down. So if I create a new post, this will go to the top of the queue and push this one by Nikki down. I can comment. And again, when I comment, all of those tools are available to me here. It, again, works just the same way that Facebook does. We have a lot of groups, and there will be a lot more because members of community will be able to create their own groups. And this is going to be very popular, and we're excited to see this happen. Next over is forums. Oh, a couple of things, though, before we move on from groups. You can sort these in different ways. Recently active, members, blah, blah, blah. You can view these in list view or in grid or card view. You can search the groups, which searches inside the groups, versus the search field up here, which searches the entire community. Okay, so next up, that is groups. Next up is forums. And I am a big proponent of forums. I love forums. Forums are different from groups in the way that they behave and the way that you browse and view the information. So these are nested conversations, discussions, if you will. And so we can see all of these forums here. And I think these are all going to be really popular. I think the birding gear one is going to be really popular because not everybody wants to know what everybody else is using in terms of cameras these days and lenses. You can ask questions, but you can also buy, sell, and trade your gear. And who isn't upgrading at any given moment? Something or other. And then down here at the bottom is sort of a digest of all of the group discussions, with the most recent at the top in chronological order here. So you can just kind of browse this very easily and see if there's anything you're interested in. And if you are, you can just dive straight into that. And there's also subforums. And so the way these are categorized, you can browse them and work through them and see, for instance, you can go through all of these and see when the last discussions were. You'll see the only one here that has anything is North Central. So the ABA Regional and Rarities and Notables, is for rare local birds. If you go back up here, you will see that this is there's two rare bird forums. One is for ABA area rare birds. This is for the whole ABA area, code 3 and up. If you're not familiar with the codes, go to aba.org/checklist and check that out. And these are for state and provincial and regional rarities. And so if you go into Canada, for instance, you will find that there is a subforum for each of the Canadian provinces and territories. And using the breadcrumb, we will go right back up to the top here. And the same is true for all of the ABA regions. We also have Mexico and the Caribbean and Bermuda as per North American Birds, our wonderful magazine regions. So let's pop into North Central here and see what we can do with a forum post. And in Illinois, so you'll see these are all the states in the North Central region. In Illinois, we'll see that there is a post here about a barn owl at Montrose in Chicago. And so right away, we see we can subscribe to this entire forum. So all of the stuff that happens here, if you subscribe, you'll get a notification when there is a new forum, a new post in this forum. If we go into this discussion of the barn owl, you see, check this out. You can reply. You can click favorite, which will give you an easy way to get back to this one. You can also subscribe. And if you subscribe to this, if there is an update to this post, if somebody replies, you'll get a notification. Now, in reply, you'll also notice that it looks like the other post windows that you're familiar with. You got all the stuff here. And you can tag these as well. But notice this little box at the bottom. Notify me of replies via email. So if you want to get an email when somebody updates this, when somebody updates with a new comment or some new information, you will get sent an email. And if you have your preferences to have email notifications off, this will override that. So this is a really neat way to keep up to date on things and follow discussions, especially stuff for, I'm imagining the advanced identification forum where you can browse topics such as this one by John Orangebill, Thalassius turns. And so, we can look for things in this forum to be filled with things like all kinds of identification issues and questions. So that is forums. And of course, up here you can search forums. And again, you can browse the conversations. And of course, there will be more forums as needed added. And then lastly, and definitely not leastly, we will get to the member directory. And the member directory is exactly what you would expect. It is a list of all of the ABA members. And on each person's card, you can see if you're following them or not. If you want to, you can follow them so that if you click follow, their posts will show up in your activity feed. If I want to connect to Tim, I can connect by clicking this here. If he accepts that connection, then I will be able to send him a message. And we can view this in various ways. To filter, you can filter by profile type. You'll notice that people have these little labels under their names. ABA staff, ABA member. There are professional guides. So if you're looking for a guide in an area, you can do it that way. And you can sort them by recently active. You can also view in list view like you could with the groups and as well. But now look over here at the right-hand panel, the Find a Birder. So if you know the name of the person you're trying to find, you can just type that in and go right to them. If you're looking for birders in a particular state or province, you can do that. If you're looking for birders in a particular town or metro area, you can search by that. But now here is where the old ABA member directory comes in, and that is, will you help visiting birders? So I am looking for somebody who can help me find a Connecticut warbler. Or let's turn that around. Let's say that somebody is visiting Chicago and they've heard that during spring migration you can find Connecticut warbler pretty easily on the Chicago lakefront, or at least relatively easily. So I'm going to type in here Connecticut warbler, and I'm checking because I want to filter people who will help me find that. And we search that up. And we have 2 people that can help you find a Connecticut warbler. If I type in Illinois, we will find that we have the same 2 people. So we've got 2 people in Illinois who can help me find a Connecticut warbler. One of them happens to be me, and the other is my buddy and coworker, Michael Redder. And so if I wanted that help, I would just send him a message and take it from there. You will also notice that Michael has the label professional guide on his profile, so he may or may not charge you for that help, but he may also, if you're visiting for business and staying at a hotel, he may come pick you up and take you out and show you a Connecticut warbler and charge you a nominal fee for that service. So that is the member directory and the Find a Birder panel. And so we're going to reset this. And then just a couple of other things here up at the top. You can search the entire community for whatever search term you're interested in. This is where you access your messages, and this is your notifications. Again, if you've used social media, you know what these are all about. And this is your personal menu here where you can view or edit your profile. You can set some preferences here. And if you go to your profile, you see a little bit about me, see my name, where I live, little short bio. But we also added some things to act as sort of conversation starters. So there's things like my spark bird, my nemesis bird, my last lifer, birds I can help you find, favorite birding locations, and the gear I carry. So, things that you might find interesting, or you're looking for somebody that uses a Kowa scope, and that's a lot of people because the Kowa scopes are awesome. So that is ABA Community in a nutshell. We are really excited about it, and we are looking forward to seeing you there. So good birding, and we'll catch you at Community.